What's up, guys? Josh here. Back with some more RX-7 maintenance. I'm going to drain the transmission fluid and replace it. I've got MT90 redline stuff to throw in there. Fixing to actually crawl up underneath the car, which is why I'm laying on the ground. Concrete floor also feels really good. It's nice and cold. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started with this. Oh my god, the flash. So the drain plug on this is right there. As you can see, it's a square nut. It's a 14. I always advise on transmissions to make sure you can pull the fill plug off before you pull the drain plug, because if you do this one and you can't get that one off, you're boned. You can't fill the transmission back up from the bottom. So, I mean, unless you've got some magical tool that, you know, attaches to it and pumps it up in there, and then you can put the bolt back in fast enough before it all runs out. But anyways, so always a smart idea to check and make sure that the drain plug will come free for you. Which mine should, since I've had it off before, but that's never really a guarantee. And it's also been taken off so many times that it doesn't look like this 14 is going to fit like it should. But it is a 14, I do know that, so it's just going to be a little pain to get on there probably. As I struggle with this, I'll let y'all know. Bring y'all back into the equation once I get it off. So, got my plug out. And yeah, I ended up having to use a 15 because it's so scarred up and rounded off from so many people before me taking it off. But 15 worked. I always just barely snug them. Like once they start getting tight, you barely put any torque on them because they are the biggest pain in the ass to get out if they're stuck. So next I'm gonna pull that bad boy off, which happens to be a, not the wire, which happens to be a 24. So yeah, I'm gonna get that done, and while it's draining, maybe I'll set this up somewhere. So that's finishing up draining. I've actually, let's see if it'll focus. I've wiped the end of the drain plug off, and that's a pretty hefty chunk of something. And there's a lot of brass and shavings in this. So that's not looking too well. I've got a spare transmission. I don't like it though because it's a it's a early 80s transmission, so it's got the different rear section on the transmission that you can't remove one of the little washer plates in it to allow you to put a short throw shifter in it. So hopefully this will last me for, you know, quite a bit longer, and this flush will help. It is kind of brown and dirty-ish, so this transmission did sit underneath a buddy's house for a little while, and it had a little bit of water in it when I first initially pushed it in. So this is, I think, the 4th time I've drained it, or the 3rd time I've drained it. But anyway, I'm gonna clean the end of this off, wipe it down real good, probably look at that, see what it is. It's probably something to synchro because this transmission's kind of hard to shift. And put the plug back in and fill it up, and I'm going to show you the really awesome way that I have to fill it up. So luckily, that big old chunk that was on the end of my finger was just like a big old wad of brass bushing, or whatever you want to call it, bearing stuff. So this, usually the brass is, I believe, synchros. So that just means that the synchros are wearing, and it wasn't an actual chunk, a tooth or anything like that. As soon as I spread it out, it fell apart. It was just magnetized together. So that's a good sign. So I'm going to climb back underneath the car now, put the plug in, and fill it back up with transmission fluid. So here's my amazing contraption. It's just a pump that you stick down in the bottle and you hand pump. It works fairly well. It still takes a little while to get everything pumped up, but it goes a lot quicker than the O'Reilly's one that's got like the 8-foot long pump, and half the time it wears out halfway through. Use this several times to refill several buddies' transmissions. It's on Amazon. It's like $10 or something like that. So, sadly though, this takes like, I don't know, like 2 or 2.5 quarts of transmission fluid, which means I have to empty this one down into like down here because the straw doesn't go to the bottom, and then fill it back up and do it again, and then fill it back up and do it till like here. So, it's a lengthy process. I'm not going to make you suffer through it. Here we go. Alright, so got the transmission all cleaned out, got new fluid in and everything else. Old fluid looked kind of dirty. I didn't really record any of it going into my oil catch can, but it was pretty dirty, especially for something that's been in there for less than a year. It shouldn't have been that dirty, but you know, it is what it is. It looks better than the last time that I changed it, so hopefully this time it'll look better than this time when I changed it. So it's getting better. Hopefully it'll quiet down the transmission a little bit, and hopefully it'll run a little bit better. But anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, and if you didn't, tell me why you didn't. I don't care. Subscribe, comment. Yeah, I'm going to try and get back in the swing of uploading a little bit more. I've been lacking a lot lately, a lot of race car stuff, So, and I mean, I would record over there, but it's not my place, and it's not my position to do that. So I just haven't ever felt comfortable doing that, so I haven't ever done it. I think I've had a few clips in an older video of me doing some stuff over there for this car, but I haven't actually recorded anything race car wise over there. But anyways, until next time, guys, happy brapping.